Today I'm going to be making Texas straw hat. This recipe is from the Southern Living, the 1985 Annual Recipes book. So this book is a compilation of all the recipes that came out in Southern Living magazine in 1985, and it goes month by month. And so it's really nice. So I am going to be changing just a few things about this recipe, but I'll let you know along the way. So you're going to need 1 pound of ground beef. You need 1 cup of chopped onion, 2/3 cup of chopped celery, 2/3 cup of chopped green pepper, 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste, 1 cup of water, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. I'm using about 1.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce just because I like it a lot, which isn't much at all. Half a teaspoon of salt and an 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, which I have here. They in the recipe called for some dried thyme. I'm not using that. I'm just not going to use it at all because I don't want it. You need a dash of hot sauce, so we're going to use Frank's Red Hot. You need 1 package of Fritos. They're calling for a 6-ounce package. This is a 9 1/4 ounce package. It doesn't matter. We like Fritos. And then you need 2 cups or 8 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. I got mild cheddar because they had mild and sharp at Walmart. So I got the just mild cheddar cheese. So the first thing you want to do is we're gonna put, I got vegetable oil out. They do not say this in the directions. They want you to combine the beef and all the vegetables and cook it together and then drain it all. I don't want to do it that way. I want to cook my vegetables first. So I'm gonna use about just maybe half a tablespoon, and I'm going to cook all of my vegetables together. My celery, my onion, and my green pepper. So we're going to fry those in a skillet on 1 burner. And then while those are cooking, I'm going to have my ground beef in this pan. And I'm going to cook my ground beef. And then once it is cooked, I'm going to drain the grease. And we are going to end up adding our vegetables to the ground beef, but it's easier just to drain it without them being together, in my opinion. And so that's why I'm doing it just a little bit different than the directions stated, but we're going to end up with the same result in the end. And so that's what that looks like. And so we are going to cook this, and then we'll show it to you in just a second. So I drained my ground beef, and I'm going to go ahead and add my water just so that it has some liquid at the bottom of it. And I'm also going to add my vegetables. I'll show you how they look. This is how they look, all cooked. Pour those right in there. And then basically we're going to be adding everything. Everything over here is going to get added to this bowl. We have our tomato paste, our chili powder, this is our Worcestershire sauce, and then we have our salt and pepper, and then we're going to do our dash of hot sauce. And literally I'm just going to see.
Give it a couple shakes.
That looks good to me. Okay. And now we're going to stir this together. And then you are supposed to let it simmer for 20 minutes. You'll know when it's ready, just like if you've ever made tacos, you'll know when it's ready because that water, you won't have all that water in the bottom. So basically, once the water is gone, then you'll know it's pretty much ready. So this is how thick it gets. It's like extra thick. So this is the easy part. You just want to take your Fritos and put them on your plate. Do you want me to do yours, or do you want to do your own? Okay, get a nice base. And then we're going to take our meat and put it right on top. Like this. Healthy, healthy dose of meat. It has all those healthy vegetables in it.
That's right.
Okay. And then you want to take your cheese. And this, I'm assuming, serves about 4. I didn't even look. Because you're supposed to use this whole bag, basically. And, you know, we're not using near what they're telling us to use. But we have a lot of meat left. We have all that cheese left. So as you go down, as you eat the top layer of cheese off, you could always add another layer to the next part with the meat. So Kevin and I are going to take this over to the table and give it a try. Okay, so this is called Texas Straw Hat, and this is from a Texan. What the deal was with the old Southern Living magazines is people used to submit recipes every month, so there were tons of recipes. So this recipe was submitted by Linda E. Witt in Missouri City, Texas. Who would have thought there was a Missouri City, Texas? I've never heard of that. So honestly, it might sound stupid, but we're unsure how to eat this. Like, if you're in Texas, are you eating this with a spoon, a fork, your fingers? Because that's some hot meat, and you don't want to have hot meat all over your fingers, you know? And so we're like...
The fork works.
Okay. Well,
I tried just some of the hamburger mixture itself.
Is it good?
It's good. You can make a sloppy joe out of that, literally.
It smells like sloppy joe.
It's spicier though, and more tomatoey. I know tomatoey is probably not a word.
If Pee Wee says it's a word, it's a word. I think Pee Wee would say tomatoey is a word. Tomatoey.
You know what I mean when I say it, so it's all that matters. I like the flavor of that, but it's more tomato than anything. Are you getting a lot of tomato flavor?
Yes.
Like that tomato paste really is a strong flavor.
You use 2 cans. Normally, when I use tomato paste in recipes, even in a whole pot of vegetable soup, I use 1 can of tomato paste.
Yeah, I think you probably could have gotten by with doing 1 can of this too. Not that it's bad. It's just a very strong tomato flavor, which kind of kills the other flavors a little bit. When
we make that spaghetti meal, that Kraft spaghetti meal, 1 can of tomato paste. There are a couple, you know, this is a good thing about recipes, is you can tweak them.
Yeah, make them your own.
So make them your own, write in the book. You might not want to do anything. There's been plenty that I've been like, oh, I like it as is. For this one in particular, I would put 1 can of tomato paste. I wouldn't do the celery at all because I don't think it's necessary. I don't taste it.
It probably just adds a little thickness to it.
I do not taste celery at all. I would use the Fritos scoops.
Yeah.
Which back, I don't think...
85s they probably didn't have.
I don't think they had Fritos scoops when this recipe was written. I bet you, what's her name, Linda? I bet Linda is using scoops these days.
If she's still alive.
If she's still alive.
I like it. I really do like it. It's just a very strong tomato flavor. That's my only complaint. And that kind of does cover up like the Worcestershire sauce flavor. That you don't really get that a lot. You really don't.
Well, you don't use a lot of Worcestershire. I used a little bit more than you're supposed to.
The hot sauce.
I don't eat the hot sauce.
I get a teeny tiny bit of heat. I mean, it's a teeny tiny bit, but you don't taste it at all. It's good. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I do think you could put this on a sandwich. You could
100% use this mixture as a sloppy Joe mixture. 100%. Not change a thing. Use the 2 cans. You could still use the 2 cans of tomato paste and everything. And the texture is perfect for putting that on a bun.
Even 1 can I think would be fun. I'm just thinking that way some of the other flavors have a chance to come through. Instead of it being a sweet tomato flavor, it's going to be more savory.
So really, if you asked what stands out the most, it is the sweet tomato. That's what stands out the most. You get the crunch from the Fritos. You get the texture of that meat. But some of the things we used, just like the celery, it's like, even the green pepper.
Yeah.
I don't even taste the green pepper.
And I'm sure it adds to the flavor, but
I think it adds to the thickness of it,
Yeah.
but I don't even necessarily taste the green pepper because the tomato is so strong.
And we love a good green pepper.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So this is a good dinner. I think this is a good starting point, but I do think there's tweaks that I would make. I would even turn this into more of a taco thing, and I know you're talking about changing it completely then.
You could put it in taco sauce.
But I think it would be really good that way. So if you've had anything like this, you'll have to let us know how do you make yours, or what other mixtures do you put on top of your Fritos. We're always open to hear what you have to say. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.